Today, we're going to explore a really beautiful and, well, evocative four-character Chinese idiom. It's a chengyu. And what's so incredible about these is that they're an entire story, a whole piece of ancient wisdom captured in just a handful of brushstrokes. This one, in particular, teaches us a pretty profound lesson about the art of communication. So, here they are. These are the four characters at the heart of our story today. 对牛弹琴, pronounced roughly 对牛弹琴. Now, at first glance, they just paint a simple picture. But when you put them all together, they hold this timeless lesson about connection and, the art of actually being heard. Let's take a closer look at each one, shall we? The very first character is 对. It means towards or facing. I want you to imagine standing directly in front of something, really giving it your full and complete attention. That's 对. The second character is niu, and this is simply the word for a cow, or an ox. It's a very simple, earthy image, right? A creature of the field. Okay, next up we have pan. This character describes a very gentle, deliberate action, the act of plucking a string, of making music. And finally, we have qin. This refers to a zither or a lute, an instrument of just incredible elegance and refinement in ancient China. So if we put it all together, we have towards a cow to play the lute. And this is where our story begins, way back, more than 2,000 years ago. Just picture a very talented musician, a man named Gongming Yi, who is famous for his skill. He's out in this peaceful meadow, and he sees a lone cow just grazing. And suddenly, an idea strikes him. He decides he's going to play for the cows. And he doesn't just play any old tune. He chooses his most sophisticated piece, a melody full of complex beauty. But the response he gets is, well, it's nothing. Absolutely nothing. The cow just keeps on chewing its grass, completely indifferent as all this beautiful music just washes right over it. But then, the musician has this moment of realization. He understands his mistake wasn't in the quality of his music. Not at all. It was in its language. So he changes his tune, literally. He uses his lute to imitate the buzzing of flies and then the lowing of a lost calf. And what happens? Immediately, the cow stops, it lifts its head, and it listens with its full attention. He finally connected. And that moment of connection, that's the whole point of the story, and the idiom it created. So, what is this story really about? The meaning of 对牛弹琴, 对牛弹琴, is exactly what we saw happen in that field. It literally means to play the lute to a cow. And we use it to describe a situation where you are, speaking to the wrong audience, explaining something wonderful or complex to someone who just can't or maybe won't appreciate it. And this right here is the core wisdom. See, the story isn't mocking the musician's art. His music was beautiful. What the story is doing is offering a gentle critique of his first approach. He failed not because of his skill, but because he didn't stop to consider his listener. He didn't speak a language the cow could understand. It's a feeling we've all had, isn't it? That sense of futility when your message, no matter how carefully you craft it, just isn't landing. It's amazing to think that people have been feeling this for thousands of years. It's that moment you realize your words are just floating away, completely unheard. Here's a perfect modern example. You might say this at work after a meeting. And it's not meant as an insult to the intern, it's just a recognition that the information was a total mismatch for their current level of understanding. So the crucial takeaway here isn't just about avoiding the mistake. It's really about the musician's brilliant solution. He adapted. In Chinese, there's another powerful idiom for this exact thing, 对症下药, which means something like to prescribe the right medicine for the illness. The real wisdom is learning to find the right music for the right ears. Learn Chinese one story at a time.